Good evening there, Oregon Trail Council Scouters, and welcome to your Thursday night fireside chat. It's a great evening to be doing scouting. Today is the 29th of October, 2020, and I understand that we're going to extend 2020 by an hour this weekend as we fall back on the time. Is that correct? Yeah, everybody's out their head and frowning all at the same time. So that's my bit of levity for the evening. So we've got a great lineup tonight. We're going to start off with our Scout Executive, Mr. Scott M. Coben. We've got our VP of Membership, Danita Bassinger, is here. We've got Wendy Keller from the Roundtable side and up in the Nescoin portion of the Burnt Woods District. What's the name of that district going to be, Wendy? We don't know yet.
I don't know. What is it?
I think Burnt Woods is a great name.
Burnt Woods?
Yeah.
It could be, they were pretty close.
Well, that's central to the organization. And as always on kettle drum support back there. No, I'm sorry, it's a band reference. Got our friend Rob McLuhan, who's going to have a big chunk of this thing tonight. We're going to talk about membership stuff and roundtable stuff, communication plan, and then anything else that happens to come our way. Scott, you want to lead us off?
Yeah. I'll just start off by saying we're really excited in that about 20, what do we have, 6:30, so about 22 hours from now, we are actually have one of our programs, in-person programs happening this weekend at Haunted Trails. We've got Cubs coming in. Attendance isn't what we originally hoped it would be, but we do have some scouts and parents coming in to enjoy a program, basically about a 22-hour program at Camp Baker. They come in, and I think it all starts about 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon and run till about 2 o'clock on Saturday. So looking forward to that. I think I'm going to head out after I'm done in the office tomorrow and check into that and see how it's going and help out wherever I can. So excited about that program happening. Just want to remind everybody again, November 7th is Scouting for Food. And we've talked about the ways that we're going to do that and still make sure that we keep all of our Scout families safe, in that we have them all basically picking up with the family unit, picking up the Scouting for Food bags and then bringing them into to wherever they're turning them in here in Eugene, Springfield. It'll be at the council office, and we'll have the Salvation Army, and I think Delta Rotary is going to help us collect it here and make sure that it gets divided out and separated out like it's supposed to be for the Salvation Army. So I'm really excited about that. In a time where a lot of years they'd be excited about the first University of Oregon football game. That'll be happening across the street, and everybody will be home watching that at some point during the day. We'll be here collecting food to help the community. So that's where we're concentrating on. The other thing I want to just talk about is kind of let everybody know of where we stand in the national bankruptcy. As you've probably heard, the plaintiffs have until November 16th to file. And then once we know what those numbers look like, then we'll figure out and we'll find out what a settlement is. And at that point, it'll take a little bit of time, but whatever that settlement is, basically it's going to come out of 3 pools. It's going to come out of insurance. We'll cover a portion of that. National assets will cover a portion of that. And then to buy in for the protection for those cases that are out there for each council will basically have a buy-in for protection from all of that as well. So until all of that happens, we have no idea how much of an impact it's going to have on Oregon Trail Council. We do know it will have an impact on us. We just don't know what kind of an impact at this point. So we're planning and budgeting accordingly. We have a group coming in tomorrow from our executive committee, from our board, that is looking at our budget for the remainder of this year and looking at our budget for next year. And we have some good thoughts on how we need to get through the next couple of years and then just move on and continue forward and try to build our program, try to build the numbers. And with Danita's help, that's gonna happen. We'll get out there and start recruiting kids. We've got some good success stories about what's happened in a couple of units around the council, and and those success stories really happened without being able to recruit through the schools. So that's one of the things that really excites me. But if anybody has any questions on the national bankruptcy, I'd be more than happy to answer them. Just give me a call if you're watching this afterwards. But again, I would like to mention that our council is in really good financial shape and can better absorb whatever this impact has than a lot of councils around the country. So our focus needs to be, we'll take care of that at the board level. Our focus with our volunteers out in the districts and in those committees in our council need to be on growing scouting in our area. So I
Absolutely.
Really kind of pretty much what I have to talk about tonight, Randy.
Thanks, Scott. I appreciate that. I'd like to introduce Jeremy Gilliam down there on the bottom. He's on the bottom of my screen. He's wearing a good-looking Be Prepared sweatshirt. Where'd you get that thing, Jeremy? You get that down in the Great Dougford District?
We had them made special for our troop.
Really? I like that. I like that. I haven't seen that one before.
Might be able to round one up for you.
Yeah,
I kind of like that beard, Jeremy. That's looking good.
Yeah. Yeah, if it comes in extra large umbrella size, that would work,
Those are
It's
usually the ones we have left over.
Yeah, it's a double X for me. Exactly. Good. I'm glad to see you tonight. Appreciate that. Let's get Danita on for about 3 or 4 minutes. Danita, can you give us a good membership rundown, and then you have some great success about meeting places that I'm excited about.
Yes, so one of the things we started with is sort of doing a summary of checking in with all the units across the council to see how they're doing, who's meeting, who's not meeting, and try to find out sort of what the challenges are that they're facing to see what we can do as a whole to help eliminate some of the barriers that they're running into. One of the really big things is places to meet. Because we can't get into schools right now. Most churches don't let us meet. There's the rulings on indoor meetings are really tough, especially on the pack level. Keeping 30 kids separated indoors is really, really hard. And a lot of families aren't comfortable with that. And so we've been looking for some options, and there's a couple of things. One is, which we've had all along, is for people that are in Cascade and Greenwood, is the Oregon Trail Council office. And actually what I think is even more valuable than the office is the outdoor covered entryway, which is really quite large. And you can put some tables out there and you can separate. And I think that's going to be a really valuable resource for units to sign up what day they want to meet and when they want to do it, and to be outdoors there. Also for events, we're talking about doing some special events and things and setting up canopies and using that outdoor space. I think people are much more comfortable outdoors right now. And then of course there's the indoor meeting space at the council office. We did find one of our board members, because I spoke about this at a meeting, Niles Hansen, has a band rehearsal room in Glendale. He said it's 38 by 45 foot, 16-foot ceilings, has a restroom and a break room, and he would make that available for units to meet. So that would work for Springfield and Eugene units to have that to meet once a week or whenever they need to. I think we're gonna have Sandy be our contact on that to sort of weed out all the questions and deal with Niles so he doesn't have to. We want to make this as easy as possible for the people that are offering these facilities. So that's an indoor facility in Glendale.
That's
I'm sorry?
Danita. It's Glenwood area. It's
Is it called Glenwood or Glendale?
No,
Glenwood.
Glenwood.
Okay, because he said Glendale when he emailed me. Okay,
He was thinking about visiting Jeremy down there.
okay.
If you know where the U-Haul is on Franklin, it's
Mhm.
straight south of there.
Perfect. So it would work for Eugene or Springfield or any of the surrounding areas, really. So that's a great asset that we have there. And then two places I'm really excited about. Rob has some slides that we can show. Who comes up first on the slides, Rob? Are you ready?
There we go. We got it.
Yes. Oh, look at, we have labels and everything. Rob is just the best. So this is really exciting. This is the Junction City Fishing Pond and Archery Range. It's not actually in Junction City, it's along Highway 99. So depending on where you normally meet, it might be 10 miles away from where you normally meet. So really accessible. Also good for any of the units in Junction City, North Eugene, Benita, all these areas. This is a great facility. It has these covered, this is two different areas that you're looking at on this picture. The long skinny one is facing out to the archery range, and the wider one is just out there, excuse me, in a park-like setting. There's no lighting. And so if you want to meet in the evenings, you would need to bring lanterns, but you know, we're scouts. We have lanterns and headlights and flashlights, and the kids think that's very exciting. This would work in rain. This would work in snow. It's an amazing facility. Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife out of Corvallis is who runs this. Normally, they have an automatic gate that closes at 10 p.m. So it's closed from 10 p.m. until 4 a.m. So it would work really well Saturdays and Sundays for afternoon meetings. It would work for a big event. It would work for evenings for DIN meetings and PAC meetings. So we want to get that information out that that's available to our units. I already know we have a couple that are really excited about meeting out there. They have a big gravel parking lot. Yeah, so that's really great. So on that, to keep things organized, I'll have units contact me, and then I'll sort of keep track of what's going on there. The other place that's really exciting, and this would be for more of events, is Guarantee RV on the way to Junction City. They have an actual RV park for people to bring their motorhomes and park. And this is sort of the rec center for the RV park. And Shannon Nill offered this to us to use. It's a great facility. You can see it's open on two sides. It has along that top on the ceiling is a heater, and it has lights. They have tons of tables and chairs. They have a nice bathroom there. There's an outdoor fire pit. I know of units that are going to be using this for Court of Honor and for a big Pinewood Derby.
That's cool.
So really nice facility. In addition to the, excuse me, the covered areas, there's also a lot of grassy area behind it and beside it. So you could bring canopies and do other things as well, depending on how many people you had. So lots of room for social distancing. And there again, I'll have units contact me about when they want to reserve it, and then I'll deal directly with Guarantee to get it set up and make arrangements for parking and things. We want to try to do an event there maybe November 21st. We're looking at maybe doing a fishing and archery extravaganza for the whole council out there. So
that's way cool, Danita. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a really big asset for us to have. We want to concentrate on, especially the Guarantee one in the winter time, because in the summer they're usually full. But summer is not our issue. Our issue is getting out of the weather. So,
Yep.
So people
Real good.
can let me know when they need to do that. Should I type in my contact information?
Would you please?
Okay. Oh, it's not.
Just put it out there in the chat.
There,
That
in the
would
chat,
be
yeah.
that would be very helpful.
I'll put my contact info.
Yeah. Jeremy, so you got your work cut out for you trying to find some help like that down south. And,
Yes, we do.
yeah. And
We'll find somebody.
I know that at least one of the commissioners down there has offered the use of her machine shop for indoor meetings, but I haven't And you got Stewart Park down there that has some possibilities as well.
That's gonna be a challenge there. They're getting ready to close for a remodel here, so the park will be a challenge. 114 was able to meet at another church here recently, PAC 46, Troop 46. We haven't had any issues with our charter organization, so we've had full use of facilities each week, so that's been very helpful.
Isn't Journey Church available, Jeremy, in Roseburg?
They were the ones that hosted the Pinewood Derby. I'm not sure if they're accessible for weekly meetings or not.
Okay.
But I would not ask them.
Yeah. It's just a matter of being a little bit creative and flexible, quite frankly. One of the notes that I've seen recently is we got to remember that, there's 2 days on the weekends that if units would get flexible, then they go to weekend meetings instead of meeting on those traditional school nights.
Yeah.
Kids aren't doing sports and things as much, so the Saturdays and Sundays are much more available than they used to be.
Yeah.
And we were just at Camp Mooney this weekend, so.
Yeah, there you go. Very good. Very good. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Wendy, you've got some short-term stuff here on Roundtable and some other comments that you had.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about Roundtable?
Yeah, so for the Roundtable, we meet the first Tuesday of every month. I'm very thankful for the staff that we have. Rob's helped me really get our link moving on all the sites so that people can see it. We have Jeremy
Thanks,
G that does committee. Yeah, thank you, Rob. And we have a great staff again. Anita, Jeremy Colbert does BSA. Debbie does Den Leader, and I do Cub Master. And if I'm missing someone, I apologize, but thanks for the staff members for stepping up. But we have a year-long schedule out there for people to see, so that we're very prepared, so that you can come in, you can look at it and see if it's something that we can, help you with, or to help get some information from the breakouts to your staff. I'd like to do some more personal contact, because I really think that that's important. Maybe by email or just reaching out with a phone call. I know that we have a lot of hard times with people answering the phones, but I just feel like that's the better way to go. Sometimes people don't look at the website or don't look at Facebook or what have you. So I'd like some ways to, if you guys have any ideas on how we could get that out there. And I know that it's a personal issue, that some people don't want the extra emails and things. And I know that we get pampered sometimes, but at the same time, I think that getting this information out will help everyone. Let's see.
Especially because you've built a great program, and you've got staff from across the council. Jeremy down in Roseburg, and you got folks out on the coast. You got some from the central part in Cascade and Eugene. We got a staff member from Chinook that participates, and you really do have a very dynamic hour-long program that there's not a lot of sit-around time.
Right, and we have great breakouts too. We have a Big Rock topic now. We also have a Den Leader, Webelos 2, Cub Master, Scout Master, and Committee. So we do hope to grow our program even more.
Yep. Scott, you had something?
Well, I was just I think, Danita, you were asking on time, weren't you?
Yeah, what time is it, Wendy?
We start every
6:30.
6:30. We do the break, and then we do the breakouts, initial breakouts per district. And so we have some of them combined, and then we start our official meeting at 7 o'clock for the breakouts for each committee.
Yeah, let me say that differently. We do district business until 7 o'clock.
Okay.
And that's an unstructured district directed activity. We're just making the Zoom facilities available is what it amounts to.
Right.
So that's done on a district level. And then the formal roundtable program actually starts at 7 and runs until about 8 o'clock. Scott?
And I was just going to say, that's actually what I was going to ask Wendy, but you said it, Randy. I just wanted to emphasize, because we had some questions from from like even a district commissioner. So that first half an hour is really the district commissioner for each district. That's their responsibility to welcome everybody, talk to them, and take care of district business during that time. That's their only role in roundtables, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah. And I think the value in this whole thing is we've got 5 levels now of training that no district has ever been able to support. So you got everything from the brand new cubbies all the way out to the district chair covered from a training standpoint. We've never been able to do that on the district level.
And I want to thank everybody in that group for stepping up. Jeremy, I really want to thank you because to me, it was very important to get something for our committee members.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
we just haven't had that forever, as far as I know. And to be able to have that, I think is great and really helps.
And I really appreciate you doing that too, Jeremy, because I was jumping in where I wasn't quite experienced. I did the very best I could for the first meeting and had a good time with it, but I'm very, very thankful that you jumped in there. I really appreciate it. And
You're welcome, and you did awesome too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to tell you guys, Hannah told me to tell you that she's very sorry she could not make it tonight. So
Life gets in the way, you know,
yeah, life does sometimes.
like moving houses and so forth. I mean, you know, what, you're going to go move a house instead of doing a scout meeting? Come on, give me a break.
Yeah.
Heck of a deal. Thanks for jumping in, Wendy. I appreciate it. And Jeremy, thank you for jumping in, and Danita at the last minute here. Rob, I'd like you to touch on the communications conference you had a couple of nights ago. And we've got a couple of minutes here to perhaps introduce the communication plan, as it were.
Okay, sure. So we have got had a great meeting with a number of volunteers to kind of talk about some of the communications initiatives that we've been enacting, and proposed that we move to a Tuesday communications cycle. So the first Tuesday, as Wendy said, is roundtable, and everybody should be going to roundtable. Second Tuesday, we'll be sending out some sort of an email update, kind of a bulleted list of things that people should be aware of. Third Tuesday will become the new home of the ever popular Fireside chats. And then the fourth Tuesday, make sure you're checking your inbox for the latest edition of the council newsletter, Trail Smoke.
Yeah, right here. See, Trail Smoke.
Trail Smoke. A lot of other great things came out of that meeting as well, with thoughts on changing the structure of the menus, and really looked at the website. So there's going to be a lot of updates to the website. Talked a bit about our use of Facebook, some of our other communications platforms. So a lot of new things are kind of in the works, but the biggest one by far is Talk Tuesdays from our council. That's when you want to be looking for things. And if you're tuned in on Tuesdays, you should stay up to date pretty well on all of the news and all of the opportunities.
So we'll do roundtable on the first Tuesday. Second Tuesday is a High Point bulleted email that goes out to folks around the council. We'll do Fireside chat on the third Wednesday. Fourth Wednesday then is Tuesday. Trail Smoke is published. And if there's ever a fifth Tuesday, then we'll just
I'll be taking a nap.
Yeah, that'll be great. That'll be great.
All fifth Tuesdays. Now, I'm sure we'll have some great stories that we can share. We really want to get focused too on some best practices across the council. We'll be using Facebook for some of that as well. Like today, we posted starting to see some great things from some of our units utilizing Facebook and some social media in some of their product sales. We had Gina from, just shot right out of my head, one of our packs. She's got scouts in a pack and a troop, and she just took a picture of some product and threw it out there and said, I got 2 scouts, they got big goals, how much do you want? And in just a few hours sold over $300 worth of product just using Facebook.
That's awesome.
And I've seen some others with some great pictures of scouts going, hey, I'm trying to get to camp, help me out. So that's a great way to do that and keep that social distance and keep everybody safe. So it's working if we'll work it.
This,
Yeah, and for those who are going to view this thing a little bit later, I love meat sticks and candy. So, you know,
Sell you
I
some.
didn't get this way by avoiding that stuff.
It's trail food, Randy. It's trail food.
That's it. Trail food. Yeah.
and I will just mention, Randy, this is another group or committee that I'm really excited about. You know, the way I look at it is we have a lot of great minds in scouting, and the vast majority of those do not work in this office. So the more people, you know, Rob has a great mind, but the more people we get working with him to help make sure that everything we do on social media, on our website, communications that go out, that it works for the people that it's supposed to work for. The more people that we have involved in that process, the better we are at supporting and helping our scouting community. So
Absolutely. Scott, I appreciate that.
So
Ladies
Randy,
and
we have a
gentlemen,
couple of
we're-
minutes that I can share one other little thing.
Okay. Yeah, we're at the top of the hour, but take it away, Rob.
All right, just real quick, want to share this. Last night, we had a wonderful Den Leader workshop that was actually hosted by one of the members of the national staff, who's also at Den Leader, Wendy Curtin. And going out tomorrow morning to all of our Den Leaders is this handy dandy letter right here, Den Leader workshop, with links to the recorded workshop, the list of national webinars, the Den Leaders experience from Scout Book. Wendy also had a great spreadsheet that she uses. So this workshop was specifically focused on Den Leaders who are working with mixed rank dens. And I don't know if you can see this, Danita, but here's a sample plan used by, what pack is that? Oh, 52.
Oh, Pack 52. I've heard of them.
Yeah. So this is some of the stuff that, you know, as we make these things available online, we want to follow up after the fact. We realize everybody's busy, and sometimes you can't hit all of the different things that are being offered at any given time. So we want to make sure that everybody's got access to those resources. We're going to be recording roundtables. We're going to start getting those posted. Firesides are always posted after the fact. As we're doing more things online, we want to make sure that those resources are available for folks. So you want to make sure that you're in for council communications.
Cool.
Awesome.
Very, very good. So let's end on that high note. If you'd like to stay around and chat, that's fine. But this wraps up the official program for the evening. Rob, Wendy, Anita, Jeremy, Scott, thank you ever so much. We'll see you on the scouting trail.
Hey.
See you guys.